isn't scary for someone who suffers of anxiety at all. As Daniel said, my name is Joe, surname's Melia, and I just want to talk to you this evening about growing up in this great city of Birmingham. Me and my sister came over with our parents in the 70s from Ireland. Now, my parents tried to convince us it was to do some tarmacking and sell some lucky heather. But I'm still waiting for confirmation from MI5. Now, it was very tough for my parents as immigrants in the 70s, and they sadly split up, divorced, and though that was sad, it did allow my dad to follow his lifelong dream of convincing women we're actually Italian. Now, it doesn't help when he sounds like one of the fucking Dubliners, but he gives it a good go. But what that means is my mum was left with me and my sister. Now, my mum, greatest woman, sadly no longer with us, but the greatest woman I've ever known. Loads and loads of positive virtues, but she did have one fault, especially in the 70s and 80s. And that was her dress sense. Now, my mum had a tight perm, big thick glasses, would wear polo necks. So imagine Rose West before she got to DIY in the landscape. But as I say, my mum, fantastic woman. And it was tough, and it was financially tough, so we had to leave the leafy suburbs of Selly Park, where we were living, and we moved to an area in South Birmingham called Hawksley. Oh, anyone in from Hawksley? No. Obviously the tags are working. But it did say on the brochures at the time, welcome to Hawksley, it's a fucking shithole. It was basically Beirut with rain. It was in this environment, obviously, parents splitting up, having to, leave friends. My mum thought, I'm going to do something lovely for my, obviously, kids. So she said, I'm going to get them a dog. Now, fantastic idea. So one day, me and my sister came home from school. My mum says, have a look under the table. So we had a look under the table, and there's a gorgeous wee brown puppy. Beautiful, beautiful. Actually, he resembled a little fox pup. Now, we were that poor, it probably was a fucking fox. But it was a beautiful dog. And we looked up at our mum and we said, Mum, what's his name? And my mum said, look, it's your dog, you and your sister can name it. Now, to this day, me and my sister cannot agree on anything. She still doesn't believe she's fucking adopted. But we finally settled on naming the dog after one of our favourite TV programmes from the early 80s. Oh, God. Now, does anybody remember a programme called BJ and the Bear? Well, no, so what we did, we looked at our mum, small woman, tight perm, she looks like a little bear. Now, it had, it did help that she also shit in the woods. But, so we thought, we've got our bear. So we called the dog BJ. Now, we were kids, it was the 80s. We're not like kids today. We were very naive. Now, I'm 54, I've had a very hard life, but I was actually a very, very cute kid. Pedo's wet dream, if you like. So imagine this very cute kid walking through the tough streets of Hawksley with the afterglow of the burning cars, shouting, BJ! BJ! Come here, BJ! Oh no. I was in essence supplied by torpedoes. I mean, they would appear at me like it was fucking Ruby-Doo. The silver lining was, I like sweets and I weren't diabetic, so... you can make up your own minds on that. Now, the fame of BJ spread, and I must have been one of the only kids in the 80s to actually get a letter from Jimmy Savile. Now, I've got to be careful for legal reasons. Let's just say I've got a medal on the wall, and what he did with a cigar, I'll leave there. But, like all Irish Catholic kids, I went to a Catholic school. Now, when we got BJ, I was still going to St Edward's in Selly Park. And I'm thankful to this day they never had bring your dog to school. Because you can imagine a Catholic school, a young boy, walking around going, BJ, BJ. The priest wouldn't know if they were coming. Or going. And it would certainly gave a new meaning to the word altar boy. But as I say, I'm going to leave you on this because I am nervous. I'm going to leave you on this story. As I said at the beginning, my parents come home as immigrants. Now, being little, I never understood what it was like to be an immigrant till I met my wife. Now, my wife's not from here. Not from here. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman, but she's not from here. So one day, in her beautiful accent, she came up to me and she said, "Joe, I need to go home. I need to be with my own people, my own culture. You know, I need to be around my family." And as I did on my wedding day, I stood on my tiptoes, looked through my eyes, and I said, "Look, I love you. I love you. You know, I promised you on that day I would give you the world. Of course, you know, I'll follow you wherever you go. I love you." So I went to the doctors, got the vaccines and the shots, and for the last 3 years I've been living in Dudley. And I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to say something that everyone on today has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, they have. It's very tough coming up here. And I'm not going to lie, I do suffer with anxiety, so I've been an absolute wreck. I was 20 stone over there, I was sweating about it. But it is, you know, I do suffer with anxiety, so this to me has been the biggest challenge of my life. Now, I've got in a boxing ring, I've jumped out of a plane, but this has truly been the scariest night of my life. So I want to thank you all for your patience and your support.